I had clicked pictures to save it to.
No, don't. No worries.
Yeah, crap.
Did you find? Did you find
I
the
already
image?
got it. I got it. I got it.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
I got
One
it. I
thing
got
that I
it.
hate about
Well, it
being
hasn't
trans and
changed for
all,
us yet. So
one thing I hate about being trans and all is like legitimately like every time I move my body in any way, shape, or form and all, my tits fall out. And it bugs the hell out of me because it like falls like down my shirt. I'm like, crap.
Hmm.
You're kidding me. So it's not like I like reach all the way down my shirt to grab them out. It's
Okay.
crazy.
Oh, let me see if I have 7 things: Swiss Army knife, a sling, and a bag full of bearings, steel bearings. Uh, or a sling scarf is what it was, and zip ties of many length. He's a very modern witch. A magic wand.
why zip ties?
Just because it's
Oh,
funny.
zip ties. You never know what you could use them for. If you can't fix it with baling wire, zip ties, and duct tape, you might as well throw it
Yeah,
away.
but you therefore you just named two more of your items: baling wire and duct tape.
No, I don't have those, but I have a cloak of
Wait, you have a
strange
broom. You also have a broom, a cat, and a hat.
So you already got three of them on the picture.
a hat. Then it's a hat of many things.
That's fine.
That it's a
Okay.
cartoon. You can use anything for anything.
Exactly.
Okay.
I can use my shield as a bowl, and I can use my
One
shield
cat.
as a surfboard, and I can use my shield as
Umbrella.
yeah.
As wings when you're falling off a cliff. Flap,
That's why I
flap,
said
flap,
why
flap,
zip
flap.
ties, because it feels like she's going too realistic with it, and it's
Yeah.
cartoons, so you can literally do anything.
Yeah.
Cat.
Twist ties. Good old. A
The
hair.
more specific you get with the item, the less it can do.
Right. Hair scrunchie.
So yeah, if you used a scarf, you could use that to tie somebody up. You could use that to
Sling
hold.
my
Yeah.
steel,
Exactly.
and then broom and hat.
All
Why
right.
not just
Wand.
make it a sack of many things, and so you can pull out steel ball bearings or
Okay, sack of many things.
steel
So I
ball
have
bearings.
my
That's hard to find money uses for.
Right.
sling
That's
scarf.
why the bat belt is the bat belt, because you can put any bat anything on the bat belt because it's the belt that's
Exactly.
magic. Oh,
Okay.
okay, so the issue is that it is almost or harvest season in the kingdom, and what always has been a problem in the past for this little realm is there is a particularly rocky relationship with the squirrels in the area, if you understand my meaning. And so you are attempting to harvest the um, nuts from the trees. Um, what is Bellatrix? You also want to change your character name to the character name that you're playing. So, what are you going to name yourself? As we have Nightly Dreamer and the White Witch.
Museum.
Well, I'm going to change that to the purple witch, but that's okay.
That's easy enough. I'll do that for you, Gene. That I can
White
do.
Witch
Thank you.
might be copyrighted.
Yeah. No.
Can't be. The white witch is always a good witch. The black and the
Yeah.
dark
Wait.
witch.
Wait. Just make sure.
Not in C.S. Lewis.
She's a queen too, though. So she's also a white queen.
No,
Yeah,
she's
that's
the White
different.
Witch. She refers to herself as Jardist, Empress, all that stuff, but
I'll even make it
she's the White
more.
Witch.
I'll also brand it to NYCOS. You're the Burple Witch.
You're the purple witch. Okay, I'll be a purple
Oh,
witch.
oh no. She
Oh
gets
yeah,
her powers
yeah.
from drugs.
It's
Yep, purples. I'll send purples out there to purple juice. Oh, I love purple juice.
see
Freshly squeezed.
potion. It's your potion. Yes.
Yeah, it's my potion maker.
She really has no magic. She just gets everyone around her high so they think she can do anything.
Well, that's actually the basis for our word sorcerer. Actually, came from the same word as that we use for druggist when they speak of Simon the sorcerer in the Bible. He's actually Simon Pharmakeia in the Greek.
Hmm.
So Yes.
The Purple Witch.
He actually was the town's drug dealer and was controlling people by the medications he provided.
Fun times.
Yes. So we just need a villain name. There we go. Sporgus Spork Army. Just the queen. I am the queen. All right. Good. All right. So the evil queen, of course, wants to collect her taxes. That's the nemesis issue here. Is that the queen is coming to collect her taxes. Nightly Dreamer has been basically enlisted by the Purple Witch to protect the nut harvest.
Because if we don't harvest the nuts, we'll never get the taxes.
Right. Well, mainly because the squirrels will come. Remember the issue is that if the story falls to quiet, there will be the murmuring of squirrels who are always nearby.
Of course, I have a scarf. Look at it. I have a muffler. That's what I have. A red and purple striped
I see the
muffler.
squirrels as a constant danger, like the ROUSs.
Exactly. And I should find for myself a quick image for squirrel. So that's also fair. Welcome to NYCOS. Today we are experiencing some challenges because we were trying something new. This is yet another episode of Roleplay Roulette, but I stopped the wheel intentionally at Dastardly Squirrels. The idea of running a cartoon game, so the players have picked out characters, and we have a new player as well. So welcome Beatrix to our number. We are in terms of a cartoon, we are set up in the land of Smorginia. It's I would say a third world country. It was probably more like a fifth world country. Still literally in the
Feudal age.
medieval / Renaissance / fluffy somewhere in the past. We're not gonna pick a year. I'm not gonna do like.
It's
We're in the
truly a
movies.
modern game, but what happened was a caravan taking a Renaissance fair to the next city went off the rails and landed in this place, and now we're all having to survive, and so we've created our own feudal system.
Yes.
Sure.
Sure,
Thank you.
that works well. We are at the beginning of fall. Leaves are falling, and the wind is brisk, and the wonderful smell of the almond trees. By the way, interesting note about almonds. Almond growers. This is actually accurate. Almond growers do not call them almonds; they call them almonds. And that's because to get them out of the trees, they use these monstrous shaker units that grab the trunk of the tree and physically shake the tree to knock the nuts out into the catchers. They call them almonds because they literally shook the L out of them.
Oh, my one weakness.
Almonds.
Almonds.
Oh, Gene, what's your weakness for the witch?
Yeah, I need to know that for my evil purposes.
For your evil purposes, what is my weakness? How can a witch have a weakness?
Withdrawals.
I think she's got a mirror.
And that's my.
It's the only thing is
I am compulsive. I have a mirror that never says anything.
Yeah.
No. And I said,
no, that's
mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all?
No, it's
Mum's a word.
No, it's brutally honest. Not you.
Okay, I have a weakness.
That's not your weakness. Weakness is something that like for example, Nightly Dreamer is terrified of any water. So a droplet, a rainstorm, he runs for cover.
Huh.
So what's your kryptonite?
The good book.
Oh, good. Okay. A black book with a symbol on the front of it. We'll just leave it that way. We won't talk about what the book is, so we don't get any.
No, any good book.
Any good book. The good book. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't.
Anything by C.S. Lewis.
Yeah, exactly. I won't read Moby Dick, but I'll read ravishing women of the Highlands or something. You know, all that trashy stuff is fine.
50 Shades of Grey is her favorite novel.
There we go. Alrighty, and is the queen always addressed as queen? Or does she have a name?
No, I have a name for her. It has nothing.
No, I'm not talking to. I'm asking our new player. Is the queen known as the queen, or does she have a name?
The queen.
The queen. We will always be spoken of in the plural, and you will always call me the queen.
The evil queen.
Evil queen.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, which is
She's
really
very self-aware.
Yes, exactly. All right, so there is a tax due to the evil queen. So the setup is you've got it. You're working on the. This will fall through in 4 acts. The first act is the beginning of the season, which is beginning of the harvest season, which means getting the equipment ready. So,
Okay.
Knight and Purple Witch, you guys are on screen, so to speak, in the outside of a small wooden shack that says equipment in big letters on the top of it.
Oh,
The horizon line is nice and flat. In the distance, you see the mountains, and more importantly, you see the baleful image of the evil queen's castle on the horizon. The queen is coming to make her demands for harvest. So you'll be coming on the scene in a moment, Queen, but I want to give them a couple of minutes to deal with what kind of equipment will you be using to harvest the almonds this year.
Well, that's why they hired me. Charge!
Okay, so he comes riding on his
I
tiny...
can.
Comes riding into the scene on his tiny horse. I've come to... You were hired... For which you hired the knight. So that's the setup. You're meeting each other.
Okay. Well,
You have trees that need defeating?
I imagine you can use that lance of yours, umbrella of yours, to thresh the trees to knock down the almonds.
Tally
The
ho!
almonds.
The Nightly Dreamer will charge the nearest almond tree,
Okay.
and unfortunately he drops his lance, but he continues on valiantly and uses his head.
Okay, so you crash into the tree, and it shudders a bit, and one hopeful little almond drips from the branch and falls. One.
Ha ha! Success!
Not enough success to fight.
I can imagine he comes back and kneels before you, offering you the one almond he was able to produce.
Oh,
There's little birds floating around his head, tweeting.
Yes.
not exactly what I thought. Uh, uh, um, uh,
If you haven't thought in terms of cartoons and stuff like that, it's kind of hard at first. But this is kind of like it. What I consider.
just a moment. I may have an idea.
Okay.
She goes looking for some squirrels. And she enlarges them.
Oh, you look at one squirrel and you realize how baleful and dangerous they really are. What I am gonna do is I'll put that up here as the image on the screen. There we go.
Remember,
Okay.
Gene, this is Dastardly Squirrels. They're the real bad guys.
They're the real bad guys. If you do not get your trees picked, the squirrels will descend and you will lose your entire harvest.
They will eat all the nuts.
She turns her cat into a big bear.
Poof.
She has him climb the tree
Roar!
and shake the trees.
Okay, so the bear runs across the field, climbs valiantly into the tree, goes to the end of a branch. So it's one of those impossible scenes where the bear is hanging and the branch is almost on the ground, and he grabs the nut with both hands and tries to pull. The branch stretches and stretches. He loses the grip. The nut bounces off the ground, smacks him in the forehead. He spins around twice and falls on his back unconscious.
Okay.
Should have brought a helmet.
It's apparently not yet season for the nuts. Not
Okay.
quite. It's the beginning of the season. Remember, this is a 4-act thing, so you probably won't actually have nuts falling from the tree in large droves till the end of the scene. So,
Okay.
By the way,
so,
Limitless is watching us. Thinks this is really hysterical. As I said, this is gold. So thank you, Limitless, for being here with us. We greatly appreciate it. And we haven't even introduced the Nemesis yet. So while you're while you're over there trying to recover your cat, who's still got swirly atoms spinning around his forehead, you can hear the trumpet representing the arrival of the evil queen. Yay, got her own sound effect, everything. Yay!
clippity cloppity, clippity cloppity, clippity cloppity. She's got horses pulling her carriage, or maybe goats.
Yeah,
Pigs.
What
Pig. Crocodiles.
what is your beast of choice? What is your beast of burden, Queen?
Crocodiles.
Crocodiles. That's awesome. So, it's a hissing, slithering mess, and she comes crawling in with these crocodiles on the front, snapping and grousing. All right.
The knight will bow and take off his helmet, but underneath his helmet is another helmet.
Very nice.
And he bows and then puts his helmet back on.
All right.
Oh, yes, my pretty subject. Bow, bow to your queen.
By the way, you do have one courtier with you, and he grabs the hold of the hem of your gown and tugs on it a little bit and whispers something, reminding you that you're here for the tax collection.
Oh, yes, my servant. I'm here to collect your taxes and your pretty nuts, too.
I can give you our total harvest so far.
Nice. She presents you with the one lone almond.
You dare mock me?
I don't mock you. I told you.
Yes,
I am presenting you our total harvest to date. Only one almond was ripe enough to fall off the tree. The rest will not be dislodged until they're ready.
Then you
I can
must
only give you what I have. I can't give you what nature has not provided.
So, Queen, what do you think is a fair number of almonds to expect?
5.
You only want 5,000.
There aren't that many trees.
Oh, it's a cartoon, Gene. Five large burlap bags full of almonds is what she's looking for. Hey, Drifter's with us! Woohoo! Limitless is here, but Limitless is going to be looking for a bit. He's got a conference call. But we also have been joined by Drifter, one of our loyal fans. And so, just to catch you up, we are in the almond forest of Slovakia, and the name's going to change every damn time because I don't have a place. It's a cartoon land after all. Anyway, the Burple Witch is attempting to harvest her almonds and therefore provide the evil queen her share of the harvest. The queen has just announced that she wants 5 bags of almonds before the season is over.
I can imagine that there's like a little disgruntled guy with a paint can that keeps waddling out to the welcome to sign.
Exactly.
He's like crotching out half the letters, writing new ones underneath. He
Not
looks at the camera and he's like, "Ha!" Then walks off the screen.
It says not welcome.
No, yeah.
It's smorgasbord and then smorgasfar and then whatever the hell he just said.
Alrighty, so all right, so the queen has demanded her 5 bags, and the knight has knelt and bowed his obeisance to her queenship by removing his helmet, only to reveal yet another helmet, which is hysterical.
So, to appease this evil queen, we must find some way to harvest almonds.
Well, also realize that you may need to also elicit the queen's assistance in getting the nuts off the tree because they did not come off in this first round, so to speak.
Your Majesty, if you but have a way to
hurry the harvest,
we would be grateful, and I will assure you that you will have 5 bags of almonds for your own.
I shall throw a stick of dynamite in the middle of the trees, and maybe it'll blow the almonds down.
Well, would you sign up?
So the queen produces a stick of dynamite, and it looks oddly like a piece of black licorice.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. That's for Martha.
Black dynamite made of gunpowder. That's supposed
I already know the size of bag she's going to get.
Okay.
Oh, she says, I do need you to swear on your sign this paper that's saying that you will be satisfied with 5 bags of almonds for your taxes for the year.
Oh, you're demanding a contract from the queen?
Well, I'm just saying that,
I gotta remember to add the pronoun there, the pronoun, the adjective
evil
there.
queen.
The evil queen.
Absolutely. I mean, we need to know when we have fulfilled her request, and she has agreed to it. We just need her agreement that she will do this. 5 bags of almonds for our taxes.
agreement? No, I asked you for agreement.
Okay.
Okay. Pull out a contract.
The knight pulls out one from his pocket in his armor.
Mm-hmm.
It's already signed by
Whoever.
Sir Knightly Dreamer.
Yes.
And here you go.
And plucks a quill.
Plucks a quill from his head. You don't get ahead of me.
Yeah.
Plucks a quill from his helmet and hands her the quill to sign it.
Says the queen signing the agreement. Okay.
The queen has her own pen. It's made of pink lipstick.
So she waves off the quill and pulls out her lipstick and spins it out really long, so it's like a pencil.
No, I think she just puts it on her lips and then kisses the parchment, and that's her signature.
That works too.
Yeah, I thought it was like it. Yes.
Sounds wonderful. Well, I am sure that we can, but you don't want to kill the trees with.
Well, you're still okay. So this is
That
early
licorice
season. So
stick.
you're gonna try to get any more almonds off the tree.
Yeah.
It's your next attempt. So the first attempt, she's offering you the stick of dynamite.
I'd like to not do that. It would damage the trees, and then what would we produce for next year for your taxes?
I have an idea. He goes over to the biggest tree.
Okay.
And because she didn't accept his quill, he'll use his quill and begin to tickle the tree. One of the feathers.
Okay.
Tickle the tree.
So the tree at first the tree does nothing, but then you see the upper branches start to shudder a little bit, and as they do, you see one branch just laden with almonds pulling back and bunching together, and with a heavy thwack, it smacks the knight across the courtyard into the small wooden shack.
Tink, tink, tink.
And, yeah, and
tink.
it's and there's all the little multiple bumps on the helmet from each of the shapes of the nuts smacking into the helmet, and then the branch, as it's hanging there, pulls itself back up into place, and you see the nuts actually seem to withdraw into the tree a little bit even farther.
I think that worked.
Yes, it was kind of like difficult results.
I
Oh, Your Majesty, can I offer you some fresh purple juice? It is a most charming drink.
Yes, my pretty. I will
So-
accept your offer.
So she takes off her hat, she reaches into her hat, brings us out this lovely cut glass, and this decanter of purple juice, and pours her
Sure.
half a glass, looks at it. No, you really need more to refresh yourself. Tops it off just about enough so she won't spill it on her clothes, and says, my thanks, Your Majesty, your evil wickedness, for your taxes on us. And I offer you this purple juice.
Knightley turns to the camera and says, "What a strange thing to be grateful for."
All right. So yet another acorn pops. I mean, an acorn. That's pretty funny. Acorn on the almond tree. Yet another bunch of almonds appear on the branch. Brink. So the harvest season is definitely approaching. The tree is getting more filled with them. Lurking in the shadows, you see the first of the squirrels.
Oh, no.
It's
Gather-
eyeing the tree with an evil grin and
She
rubbing its
takes
little
a
paws together.
she takes out her magic wand. She points it at it and lets fly with lightning bolt.
Little poor squirrel gets silhouetted. You see the bone structure inside of the poor little thing. Its eyes bug out, and his ash it turns to a pile of ash. As it does so, on the horizon, you see two more pairs of eyes now.
Okay.
Knightley also turns to the camera. Maybe she's not the only evil queen.
So they are now. You caught the attention of the squirrel horde because you zapped one of them in round one.
Okay.
So, what's your next attempt? You made 2 attempts so far. What's next?
What is our goal again?
To give her 5 sacks, and she holds up
Eventually,
this.
but in this scene, all you're trying to do is verify that is the amount of taxation, and then to determine what you're going to try to do to get the trees to produce that much without the squirrels getting them.
Hmm.
I have an idea.
What?
So he rushes into the. I think that's his catchphrase now.
Yes.
He rushes into the little tiny
Shack.
warehouse, not warehouse, the tool shed.
Yes.
And starts rumbling around. Then all of a sudden, a beautiful white stone brick comes flying out, and then another one, and another one, and he just keeps throwing and throwing and throwing until there's a large castle wall around the orchard.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so we've now built a wall around the entire orchard. Well done.
Now what?
Well, you guys have to figure out what's next. I think I know where he's going, so we'll leave that till a little bit later scene. But what are you doing to protect the forest, the orchard from the evil squirrels, Bella, Purple?
Purple. Well, she unwraps her muffler scarf of slashing. She moves closer to them and snaps it out.
Oh, the squirrels will bound away. They're not ready to engage yet. So as soon as you bring that out, they vanish. So you scared away those individuals. Knightley is still stacking bricks and sweating a bit which is really funny because sweat is
on the
pouring
outside of the armor.
Exactly. See,
Absolutely.
now you got ahead of me. so yes, the sweat's pouring down the outside of the armor.
Can we say that Purple Juice really does what Purple Juice does?
What are you talking about, Gene? It's cartoon.
The cartoon Purple Juice. She is going to reach into her hat, bring out a big bowl, go over somewhere near where the squirrels are, and pours out Purple Juice.
Okay, well the squirrels bounded away, so you can set up the trap, the little sign that says "Drink this," pointing at it, and yummy, good kind of thing. Meanwhile, I can just see the fumes, the purplish fumes rising from the vat of purple that you've set up already.
It zooms out. One of the squirrels looks at the camera and rolls its eyes.
The only problem about those kind of lures and stuff is so just remember that we've got that set up. So that there aren't any squirrels on the scene. So this is called a setup. So okay. Evil Queen, what would you like to recommend? You want to go over with your stick of your black licorice and try to knock the nets out of the tree?
Yes, my pretty. I shall throw the dynamite stick
over the wall,
up over the wall and into the tree.
Okay. As you do so, of course, it's the gratuitous light the fuse, pitch the licorice over the wall. Plug your ears. Unbeknownst to the queen, and because the knight's facing the wrong direction, and the Purple Witch is busy making her pot, nobody notices the stick of black licorice with a healthy bite out of the bottom of it, thrown back over the wall and laying underneath you as the fuse goes out. You're going 4, 3, 2, 1, and all of a sudden you're completely covered with black ash. Just your eyes are all the only part that's left white.
Blink, blink.
Didn't know trees could throw dynamite. Okay.
Dynamite come from here.
She kind of wonders. She looks at the trees to see if they give up any nuts.
Yes, actually, it's really funny. The tree branch sticks one little branch over and drops two. Beep beep. For the effort.
I take out I reach in my hat. Oh, no, I've used my hat for now.
Yep. Yeah. So wait. Yeah. You can't use it again for the scene.
Um, my cat of many talents.
Okay.
I have him go over and
No,
scoop
no.
them.
Cat you used earlier, didn't you?
Did.
Oh
You
yes,
did. It's a
I
bear.
did use my cat.
And your wand.
You
You
And
haven't
I
used your
used my
broom or your
broom.
scarf or your Swiss
No,
Army knife.
she used her scarf to scare away the squirrels. She cracked it like a whip and scared them away. Remember?
A hat of holding I've used. The scarf of slashing I've used. The wand I've used. The broom of swatting and flying and swatting. And
Oh,
cat.
Drifter says he could never stand squirrels, so squirrels as nemesis sounds scary.
Okay. She takes her broom of flying. She starts flying quickly through the trees. You know, so if they try
Okay,
to
so
reach
she
out,
jumps onto the broom and says, "I'll fly through the trees," and forgets the fact that somebody has built a granite wall and slammed into the wall. There's a little crack in the wall. Little plaster falling off the front of it, which is really funny.
I thought we were inside the wall.
No, you're protecting the trees till harvest.
Oh, she picks
He built
herself
the wall.
up.
He built the wall around the outside.
She will proceed to try to climb up. Well, wait a moment. You didn't let me use my broom to fly through the trees.
That's okay. So you're gonna fly through the trees. Okay. So you basically struggle to find the gate that he put into the wall. Okay.
If I may, you may be better served if you went in circles really fast and made a hurricane that then went over to the trees and try to pull the almonds off.
Done.
Okay. So
She
she goes
rises
flying.
above.
Because witch in a hurricane and the
Exactly.
da 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 da.
Exactly. So you take the whirlwind and you fly over the wall, and there's a big kerfuffle. You see branches flying, and you see a few nuts hanging out on some branches, and then there's
Squirrels flying.
no squirrels, because squirrels didn't make it in. They haven't got to the orchard yet. They're still far away. You scared away those. You already succeeded in scaring away the squirrels. You're just trying to get a few more nuts. So you're spinning, and then as you descend into the
Maelstrom.
yes, there's a weird sound, and the spinning brings the trees, tries to pull the branches together, and as they do, the branches reach up and grab the broom one piece of straw at a time, pulling the broom
they
apart.
can't.
What's that?
No, they can't. She flies up higher.
Well, if you fly up higher, you're not having the effect you were trying to do, which is you're trying to get the trees to give up some acorns.
Okay.
So
well,
the whole
she
point
moves
is that
away from them.
yeah, I know, but what I'm getting at is they're pulling the broom apart. You're like, uh-oh, and you're flying in circles and all of that, and eventually the broomstick is going to be bare for this moment as they pull the broomstick apart. You plummet to the ground. There's a big crash auger into the dirt, and as you pick yourself up, there are 3 more acorns on the ground.
Okay.
3 more almonds on the ground.
Knightley runs over with his shields.
She's adjusting the size of the bags.
Knightley,
Before they were handkerchief size. Now they're quarter handkerchief size.
Knightley runs over to catch all the almonds with his shield. That's
Yep.
now a metal bowl.
Nice. Right.
So we had 5. We had 2. No, we had 2. We had 1. Now we have 3.
3 plus
Whoopee.
3. You have 6 almonds.
Well, one in each sack and hand them to her.
And night falls is now ready for day 2.
Ah!
So
Knight clutches at his heart.
the pile. Yeah, exactly. Night falls. Whap! Ow. Yeah, actually, night falls. It's dark out. Nightly, your visor. Oh, okay. All right.
And there's another visor under it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nightly goes to sleep.
Yes.
You should always strive to have 8 hours of sleep.
Yes. That's a good watchword for all of us, isn't it? This group right here.
Oh yeah, I
none,
agree.
none of us stay up to ridiculous hours and play, I don't know, video games or anything. Nothing at all like that.
A
So,
little dream bubble starts to
Queen,
appear above his
Queen,
head.
I think you've got one more try. One more try for the day. So what would you like to try with your list of items?
Evil Queen of Sporga.
Smorgasbord.
Oh,
Sporgaspork.
I am going to use my lasso of death
Lasso
to
of
put
death.
myself upon a tree and tie myself there so I do not fall out when I sleep.
Okay. So as you approach the tree, it shudders. Lasso of death sounds terrifying to it. The tree is shuddering and shaking. Realize that if you use the lasso of death on the tree, if it actually is the lasso of death, you might be actually killing the tree.
Well, I only have 5 things.
No, it's an Acme lasso of death.
It's an Acme
it's
lasso
just,
of death. Yeah.
It's just labeled that way.
Cool.
Good bunch. So the tree tremors, thinking that it's going to die from it. I whip my lasso upon it, and it tries to pull away, but it just yanks me on top.
There you go.
And then I tie myself to it and go to sleep.
All right. So, when the beautiful beautiful dawn morning music plays, the queen awakens to find herself apparently on top of a pile of almonds, bigger than 5 bags worth.
I use my sword of darkness and destruction, and I chop the limb down, and I jump off the tree, and I.
Well, no, you're not on. You're on top of you. You're not. When you awaken, you're on top of a pile of almonds. You're on the ground.
On the ground.
You're no longer even tied up.
Okay. Then I use my. I'm trying what's left. Oh yeah, my rag of gagging to carry them along to my castle.
Okay, so as you're starting to load them and stuff, the other 2 of you come out of come out of the shack, stretching and awakening, getting the morning clouds out of your eyes, and you see the evil queen on top of a pile of leaves, laughing maniacally and stuffing them into her bag.
Leaves?
Yeah.
Not almonds?
Not almonds.
Knightley says, excuse me, Queen, those aren't.
Yeah.
And cartoonishly pauses as if someone should shut him up.
Yeah.
Shh, quiet. You're sure, just leaves.
Well, you can see that the queen's eyes are closed.
Oh, well,
There's
Your Majesty,
just a second.
let us help.
Gene. So there's also, I just need to give you more information. There's also a row of constant Z's rising from her. She's obviously sleepwalking.
Okay.
So she's the stuff that I described to her is happening in her dream sequence. You guys are seeing her shoveling leaves into her bag and laughing maniacally. Now your full equipment list is back, so you're back at the top of the day. So.
Like I said, Knightley goes, excuse me, those aren't.
I'm sorry, Law Daddy Bringer says, and then Tiamat shows up.
That's not funny. She is not funny. In no way, shape, or form is Tiamat funny.
Yes,
Well, you've never heard her at open mic night.
that's right. Yeah, she's got at least 5 jokes. Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah.
um, all we have to do is convince her that she's taking the almonds and the agreement signed, maybe in her sleep.
That
Oh,
would
yes.
be dishonest. Never lie, kids.
Okay,
Thing,
so
like
so
does a
Queen,
winky
Queen,
thing with the slots of his visor.
Evil Queen, as you finish loading the last of the bags, you hear it crunch.
Of what?
No, you hear the almonds crunch in your bag.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh no, did I break the almonds?
so then you look into the bag of almonds, and as you look in, you see probably 20 pairs of eyes looking back at you.
Oh no!
And the sharp teeth of the squirrels.
As
And
the
they
log
pour out of
is
the bag. Of course, it will awaken you, and you'll realize that you just overstuffed the bag, and so it's just leaves that are pouring out of it. But for that instant, you feel the wave of evil squirrels climbing all over you, laughing maniacally, carrying off your almonds. So
I'm weak. I'm weak.
now she's got leaves all
Oh,
over.
I'll help you.
Your leaves.
Be gone, evil.
Almonds for sure.
About that time, your
She takes her
evil
broom and swats the leaves out of her way.
okay, so you're
Be gone, foul creatures.
So, as you're clearing the leaves out of the way, your lasso of doom gets tossed back over the wall to you.
Awesome. Thank you, mysterious force of throwing.
The wall is complete. The branches look a little bit older, and there are even more nuts all over it, starting to pop up. It looks like it's going to be a fairly decent harvest. You do hear the rumble of thunder, meaning that there might be some rain today.
Ha! Knightley rushes over to the wall and opens up a door that wasn't there before. In the tiny corner of the wall, it's just one of the. It looks like a brick, but it swings open like a door.
Right,
Then he
it's
gets in.
that zigzag line where like 4 bricks high of wall open.
Goes in, closes the door behind him, and you hear click, clack, click, clack, click, clack as he's running up the stairs. And eventually he gets on top of the wall.
Okay.
Like, hurry! It cometh!
What cometh?
Pointing at the black cloud that's drifting towards you.
That which shall not be named!
One teeny tiny little puffy black cloud just drifting.
I have my hat of holding.
Yep.
And, it's on my head, and it's big enough for an umbrella.
Yep, you're safe from the rain. But the problem is that that cloud is coming towards you, and if it rains into this now circular space, it might drown the trees. So you have to find a way to stop the cloud.
I take my wand of wonder and go, huge gust of wind. So a big wind blows up and goes blowing that cloud up far away.
Okay, it's really funny. You push the cloud away. You're laughing maniacally, and the queen starts tapping you on the shoulder, and you're like, "No, leave me alone." And the queen keeps tapping you on the shoulder and pointing behind you, and you're laughing maniacally and saying, "No, it's been a success." But you blew it so hard that the cloud is actually approaching now from the opposite side.
She points her wand the other way.
You already used your wand. Can't use it again.
Oh.
But the cloud is still descending from the other side.
It starts raining and I melt to death. I'm melting.
Oh,
That's
right.
fine.
So the evil queen doesn't like the rain either, but
Nope.
it's actually the nemesis of Nightly Dreamers. So when
Nightly will pull out his catapult and launch a gigantic stone at the cloud.
okay, and as the stone flies into the cloud starts to stretch. You see the cloud extend on the arc path of the catapult stone to almost the extent of breaking, and it snaps back. The boulder is now headed back towards you. The queen, who's doing her I'm melting act, is completely obliterated in that instant by the stone. Just it falls directly on where you were standing. There's a cloud of smoke. You're now covered with the soot and stuff of the breaking up of the rock. And
wait.
Yeah.
I imagine that her legs were sticking out, and then they shriveled up and curled up underneath the rock.
Just along her magic boots are gone. Oh, I forgot my magic boots.
Drifter says, and that is how we invented tennis. Shooting catapults at clouds. All right, so Queen gets up and dusts herself off. What's your action, Queen?
I walk up to Nightly Dreamer and I pop him on the head with my sword of doom.
He didn't do it. It was the cloud. There's a little goose egg that appears on his helmet.
Right, and the cloud you can see is shaking with laughter. There's a grin on its little eyeless face. Just it's a curve of the cloud, but it looks like a smile. It's still rolling forward. Little bits of rain starting to fall from it.
Okay. She takes her boots of levitation, her boots of magic. She levitates up, takes out her scarf of slashing.
Okay.
And slashes the cloud into bits.
Oh no.
Okay.
Why did you do that?
So she rises up. I can imagine her little boots like grow little tiny wings up the side of them as she flies up, flap, 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 flap. Gets up to the level of the cloud and approaches it with her thing. And there's a huge amount of slashing going on. There's flashes of lightning as well as the cloud is being decimated by her efforts. And when she looks back at her handiwork, she sees now instead of one cloud, there's 12.
Smaller.
You fool!
And so she goes,
it's
ha
just
ha!
force perspective!
Ha ha! She laughs as she starts to descend, and you see each of the little tiny clouds sending lightning towards each other to create. There's this little zzz, they're all like little tiny versions.
Sheet lightning. When they jump.
But as they zap together, eventually they congeal into a little ball of electrical energy, and as she's floating back down, Queen gets zapped. I'm sorry, the Burple Witch gets smacked with a bolt of lightning from the effort, and gets that electrical frizz in her hair as she descends back to the ground, smoke trailing from her flight. There are now 12 little clouds.
Look at this. It scorched my hair. Look at the ends. I have split ends.
You have split ends. That's right.
None
of that. Every time she takes a step or two, there's an extra little as
she grounds herself.
Yeah, she's grounding out the static electricity.
That's what it is. I've had split ends. They were like forked lightning on the end of my hair.
Nightly, your next attempt.
Let me think. Nightly's going to take his lance and then pluck out all the plumes of his head.
Nice.
And then attach them onto, with a quick, blurry hands motion.
Yep.
And he's going to attach them all onto the end of the pike so that it's a gigantic, like, palm frond looking fan.
Right.
And then start madly swiping and trying to bluster them away.
Okay, that works. About half of the little tiny clouds can't handle it. You see them struggling to hold their position, but the onslaught of the air is enough to knock out half the tiny clouds. Well done.
Very good. Very
Yay,
good.
Yay.
Wonderful.
The trees almost look like they're clapping, and 4 almonds drop to the ground. In their enthusiasm for your success, they've rewarded you with 4 more acorns, almonds.
Hooray!
Ammon. We got
Almonds.
ammon.
Yep.
Oh, look, 4 more. Now we have 10. If we put 2 in each sack, we can hand them to the queen.
Evil Queen, your next attempt to.
Nightly
stop.
looks at the camera again. I didn't know this was a learning show.
Maybe it will be. Who knows? Evil Queen, your action next.
6 more clouds to go.
Damn. I use my black licorice and I threw it into the clouds and obliterated them all
How?
with my black licorice TNT thing.
So he's again lighting. I think it really is. I think we've determined that you do actually have a stick of dynamite. So okay, so you pull out a black stick. It's got TNT on the side of it. Everyone's remembering what happened to you last time. It's like, oh no. So what are you going to do to protect yourself? Because you know that it might throw it back, right?
I ran away. Find a big tree to hide
This
behind.
is the queen scene right now. So
Oh. Yes.
I use the black stick of dynamite and then I run inside the wooden shack.
nice.
From be-
So she goes inside the shack, protecting herself as she throws it. Of course, as she throws it into the clouds, the clouds seem to have also similarly caught it before. But one little cloud, sacrificing itself for the other, drifts over and down the little metal chimney pipe that seems to be ubiquitous on these little tiny buildings. And so it actually drags the black stick with it down inside. The good news is that you got rid of another cloud. The bad news is that it also ends up in the shack. There's the sound of the deafening boom. Dust comes flying through all the different cracks in the building. And the queen walks
You're
back out.
Wile E. Coyote, and everything goes wrong with what you tried to do.
So Queen walks back out and snaps her fingers like rats as she's completely covered with dust again.
And soot.
The little helper comes out with a little
Whisk
dusty
group.
thing and like dusts her off from head to toe,
Exactly.
then disappears off camera again.
Alrighty, back to Burple Queen.
Witch.
I'm sorry, Burple Witch. That's right.
Purple witch. Let's see. I've done my boots.
And your
Oh.
and your scarf. You used both of them that time.
Yeah, I didn't use my spell book yet.
Nope.
I pick up out of my hat comes this huge spell book. You know, it's a
Yeah, just reach out and pull it
spell
out.
book.
I got it.
She opens up her book.
Yep.
Not that one. Not that one. Not that. Ah, yes, that one.
Okay, so while you're industriously looking through the book, one little cloud has been sneaking up behind you. Looking over your shoulder, it has a look of alarm on its face, and it turns kind of gray. And just as you go, aha, this is the one, the cloud just dumps water, just floods the page, and you see the letters drifting across the page.
Nightly ducks behind one of
But
the
I have it in
crenellations.
my head now.
Right, so now you go, aha, that will not avail you, and so you're hitting it with what spell?
Sponge.
It doesn't matter. Oh, nice. So you, the little cloud goes. The cloud like it's clapping its hands like it's finished. It thinks it's done. It starts to drift away, and all of a sudden this giant sponge appears in her hand and sucks the cloud in. Good. There's only 4 left.
He sticks that in her
As a
hat.
matter of fact, that
Oh.
was gratuitous enough. I'll give you another one. That some poor cloud that was minding its own business over there in the little bundle of them that's still remaining, tries to hold on to its buddies and gets sucked in. So you'll get 2 for that one. So
I get 2 for that.
there's 3 left.
And she then writes with her finger on her belt, 2 with 1
Nice.
blow.
Nice. All right. Nightly. There's only 3 left, but they are looming close. You can see the rain starting to fall on the far side of the wall.
What do I have left? What do I do? I've used the lance. I've used the quills. I've used a catapult. Because the catapult has not been destroyed yet, I'll bring out my horse.
Nice.
You're always thirsty. And he's gonna put it into the catapult and launch the catapult, launching the horse at the clouds.
Okay, so the poor horse, whinny, as it goes flying through the air. It actually slams into the cloud like it hits a wall and falls to the ground. Unfortunately, that won't work because everyone knows that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Valiant effort, Pancho!
So the horse in a pile starts dragging itself back. Still got 3, Queen.
I'm gonna use my sword to drag a thunderbolt directly into the sky and blow on the clouds backwards. I don't know. That's my guess.
Okay, so you pull out the sword. By the power of the black sword! The bolt of lightning comes down, hits the sword, you to redirect it towards the clouds.
Yes.
As you do so, the clouds part. The lightning goes through. And from the back side of the screen, which you've already determined is just over there behind you, the bolt of energy smacks you in the back, knocking your crown off.
Oh, no.
I bend down, pick up her crown, hand it to her. Your Majesty, you lost this.
Burple Witch, you're up.
Burbowitch.
Three clouds remain, and they've gained a little bit of size and a little bit of steam. They look a little angry, and they're flying a V formation. There's one cloud out in front, the other 2 crackling with energy behind it.
She takes the sponge out of her hat. She squeezes the water.
You already used the sponge. That was something that you created.
That was a spell.
Oh, so you have an extra.
She created a spell. She created a spell that made a sponge. She wrings out the sponge into her hat because she might need the water one day. She wrings it out.
Realize you will wring out not water, but a cloud.
Oh, a cloud.
Because that's what you captured, and it was a cloud.
Oh.
That's why.
Okay.
If you're using
the
same.
I used the spell book.
Gene, mechanically, you're using the same trope in the same scene. You already used
Absolutely.
the sponge.
Let me think. Okay. I use my spell book.
I have the finisher, guys, so don't worry. I have an idea.
Nice.
She hasn't used the broom for flying.
That's true.
Today. Okay. And it's for swatting, too.
Right. So you're going to try to chase the clouds away with the broom.
Sweep them up like dust bunnies.
Yep. So try sweeping them up by riding the broom through them and pushing them away.
Actually, it's going to happen by happenstance. See, as you approach them, you're using the broom so feverishly on the ground that you're clouding the sky with lots and lots of dust, and you actually cause one of the clouds to become too heavy, and it falls to the ground like a little fog wall, little tiny, knee-high.
You just stay out here and rain all you want to. That's a good cloud. Yeah.
So anyway, you did successfully knock one out. So there's still 2 in the air, but that dust cloud did take down 1. There's still 2 left, and it is back to Knightley.
Knightley is going to take a shield, and he's going to stretch it really, really big, and then put it as a giant lid on top of the walls.
Nice.
And it's going to act like a trampoline, so if they try to do water or lightning, it's going to bounce it back at them.
Exactly. Well done. So the stretched shield will protect it. The clouds will fly over. Now we move on to Act 3. Yay! So next day, it's one of those quick vignette. The lights go out and you come back up, like just a blackout, and we're back to the next day. The 3 of you are standing there, and the trees are just chock full of nuts. On the horizon, you can see all the eyes of the squirrels waiting for their chance to get at it. They're little, wringing their little tiny hands, and their little ears have kind of curled up to look like tiny horns. So it's clearly devilish danger on the horizon. In this case, the rumbling up out in front is the shaker machine. The guy who owned it down the street has finally decided to return it, and so you now have the tree shaker to start collecting almonds. But
Good.
the problem is we built a nice wall around the castle and around them, and so how are we going to endeavor to get the machine in and start collecting?
Yeah, and there's a lid on it too, so they can't get in. We're going to need to make a gate, but keep the squirrels away. Maybe we lift it over. Could you use your shield to make a ramp, and we can ramp the machine up and then ramp it down?
I was gonna move the wall.
Don't you have some kind of rope in your silly little hat?
Somebody's got a lasso of doom.
Your Majesty, the lasso. Maybe we can lift up the machine onto the top. Oh, wait a moment.
Too much work. I just blow up with dynamite.
So she's going to walk over to the wall with the stick of dynamite. Lights the
No!
fuse outside the wall. She once again, third scene in a row, she's lighting the stick of dynamite, and she comes walking back. This time, cleverly facing the dynamite, and with her fingers in her ears. Counts down 3, 2, 1.
Knightley wants to try something. He wants to throw his helmet down on top of the dynamite so that it stops them exploding his pretty walls.
Okay, so the helmet is sitting on top of the dynamite. There's no longer any smoke rising from it.
And it blows the helmet sky high.
Not yet.
And then it hits someone on the head.
Nope.
The dynamite blows the helmet.
No, the helmet.
sky
No. The helmet is sitting on top of the stick of dynamite.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
It makes the helmet go flying up in the air.
Not yet. Looks like it might have successfully put it out, but the helmet is sitting on the pile right now.
Nightly Dreamer, are you going to check your helmet?
I'm a little scared too.
Well, if you let me help you, I can see what happens. And she takes out her wand of wonder.
Okay.
And she
Nightly will come over to the helmet and slowly, with one finger, lift up the visor and look inside.
Yes. So as you do that, behind you, the purple witch has pulled her wand out, and she's aiming it in your general direction.
Well, I was going to lift the helmet up for you, but if you insist in lifting it up yourself, I don't see how that helps you.
Okay, so you open the visor, and of course the boom goes off, and so you're sprayed with the black powder right in the face. Spoof.
Well,
The helmet.
I did use
The helmet.
my wand, yeah.
The helmet says, "Excuse me," like it belched.
Knightley will whip out a handkerchief, wipe up at his face, and then dab at the helmet's cheeks, and then put it on.
She still has her wand in her hand. She draws a door.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you're
in the wall, and
Yep.
then big enough for the machine to go through.
Yep. I see it.
Okay,
Mhm.
and then it's kind of like a pass through wall,
Mhm.
so that he can pass through and back, but only that thing.
Okay, so as you're
No squirrels allowed.
Okay, so as you're pushing the machine through the door, the rest of you can see the machine coming out the other side of the castle.
It didn't stop in the middle.
No, because you drew it on the castle.
On the wall.
No, yes, but the castle is a contiguous construction of another player, and the point is that you're pushing it through the image that he put around the castle. So
I mean,
outer
around the
wall.
orchard.
You're pushing it in the outer wall, and it comes out the outer wall on the other side.
Oops.
So it's about halfway through when you realize this.
Okay. She lets him come out the other side.
Well, no,
Oh.
you can stop and try to pull it back in. It's okay.
Okay. Then she'll try to do that.
Okay. So as she pulls it back in, she's inside.
Oh, goody. Well, if you will go ahead and shake all the trees, we will be.
No,
very...
it's a machine. He just delivered it. He borrowed it, and so he brought it back.
So somebody has to drive it?
Yeah, somebody's got to hook it up to the trees. Which tree are you going to pick? There's three. They're basically three trees representing your orchard.
Oh, she'll go to the first tree, the closest tree.
The smallest one, medium size, or big one?
Smallest one first.
Okay.
And she shakes.
So
she sets it up to shake it.
Okay, and it shakes the tree, and a pile of nuts fall on the ground, like a lot, maybe a bag worth.
Okay, so she. I could use some help.
I'm coming.
It's Evil Queen next. Evil Queen, you see that they have enough almonds to fill a bag.
Yes, my pretty. I will take the bag to the castle of doom.
She takes out this small bag, probably about the size of a grocery sack, and fills it all up.
Well, you'd hand it to the queen, and the queen's going because she declared she was going to fill a bag. So you would give her your bag, and as she fills it, it seems to keep getting larger and larger until she gets to what she considered to be a bag's worth.
Damn.
And so there's maybe 10 more nuts left over for you guys as she takes her first bag back. So, and first of 5 bags has been presented to the queen. 4 more to go till finish the mission. The squirrels are moving closer. You can now see them around the outside of the little shack, staring furtively at the gate.
Oh, well, I meant for the gate to disappear once the thing was
You drew a
inside.
picture, Gene. That's all you could do is draw a picture.
Defend the gate.
That's okay. It's not your action. It's back to Nightly Dreamer.
Nightly is going to take out a quill from his head and tickle the largest tree again, and quickly lift up his helmet to catch all the nuts that are gonna fall.
Nice. So as you're tickling the tree again, shudder, you see the branch pulling back like it did before. This time full of a lot more nuts. And you're
tickle.
Exactly. And you're holding up your shield to catch them. Is what you were trying to do?
Yep.
So as you're tickling and using the shield, the same thing that happened last time. The big branch swings down and hits you, but it's hit you with so many nuts that a bunch of nuts fly with you as you go smashing into the side of the shack. You therefore you were basically buried in a pile of nuts. There's about a third of another bag on top of you, and the little dents all over you. But you did catch some of them, and you do see
kids. When at first you don't succeed,
yes,
tickle again,
and
he falls back down into the nuts.
Right, and as you're tickling, you'll also see a few of the squirrels come by and grab a couple of nuts off the pile. So you've did satisfy a little bit of the squirrel requirement, and you've also gotten a third of a bag of nuts. Yay! Evil Queen.
So I use my sword of doom and I chop down a tree where the squirrels are and create a domino effect, knocking down all the squirrels and trees.
So you're going to swing the sword at the trees that are producing almonds?
Yeah. And knock the squirrels down while I'm at it.
Okay, the squirrels are actually still over by the shed, so
they're
not in the. They haven't made it into the orchard yet. So
Oh,
so
then
you can
yeah, I'll
go
drop down
you
two
can
then.
you can go over and take care of the squirrels, or you can try to harvest more nuts. That's really
I'm gonna harvest more of that
what's that?
by chopping down the tree. I'm gonna harvest more nuts and chop down a tree.
And then you just, no, no, she yells.
Okay. So as you start to swing your sword towards the tree actually swings out with two of its heavily laden nut branches and smacks you from both sides at the same time. You're squashed flat. So looking at you from the side, you look fine, but from the end, you look like thin as a piece of paper. And the sword drops from your hand, sticking slightly into the ground, and you pick up another third of a bag of nuts. Um, Burple. Burplewitch, you finished with the first tree with the shaker. You're going to move on to the second one. Gene?
Yeah,
I
I'll
said
move on to
Burple.
the second one and shake the second one.
Okay, so as you shake the second one, it takes a lot longer, and the shake starts at the bottom. The tree's starting to shake. As it's starting to shake, you see the first of the squirrels sticking their heads through the archway, looking into the. So the visual is you're looking out through the hole in the wall, and you see the silhouette of squirrels along the edge of it, looking in, grinning,
Okay.
grinning. But you're in the process, so now the tree's starting to shake in the middle, and there is just a rain of emmons. As a matter of fact, they're so heavy that they knock you out of the seat of the shaker. And
She she pulls her hat out broader to make the things rain off of her hat and leave her foot. So that's like a great big shield. She pulls out the brim.
okay, so you
So
pull
it's
the brim out.
wider than.
You pull the brim out. That brim therefore blinds you, so you're not seeing what you're shaking. And in the process of the shake, it's so powerful that it's actually shaken free of the tree. You're unaware of that because you're under this wonderfully protective hood. As a tree shaker shifts over to the wall, and it actually shakes the castle wall down.
Part of it.
No, as it shakes the wall, the entire wall shimmers and shakes. And when you finally hear the sound, doesn't sound right, you flip up that floppy brim of your big hat, and you see you've shut off the shaker, and then the wall just falls like dust. Poof.
My wall!
Make another. Make another.
Like any other trope, once you do it for a story, it's done. So we are back to Knightley.
Have at thee, thy dastardly squirrels! And he will get on his horse,
Yep.
prepare his lance, and charge.
Okay, and of course these squirrels pile up like in all the cartoons. So there's a few of them starting to run, but the rest haven't figured it out yet. You catch up with it, and you hit it with the sound of a bowling pin. There's a flash of light, and squirrels go flying in every direction. And a big X appears in the sky above you for some kind of a reason, and there are like squirrels knocked out all over there. So you've made it so that they're no longer going to be a threat for this scene. Well done. Evil Queen.
Well done, sir.
Evil Queen. There's now another bag of nuts laying on the ground from tree number 2. It's only about half shaken, but you've got another bag to fill.
Oh,
What are you going to do now?
Trying to think.
Are we in the last scenario?
Nope,
Seth?
one more. One more.
Dang. This is gonna be wild. I use my lasso of doom or death, whatever, and I
Sure.
take it and I use it to shimmy my way up top of the tree and all. I use it as a whip to climb up on top of the tree and break a branch off of for nuts and shake it over the ground.
Okay, well, actually, when you pull out the lasso and start to spin it, because the lasso, of course, is the rope with the circle at the end, as you're spinning it like that, all the ammons literally stand up like a herd of cattle, and you just drive off your next bag worth by just they all believe you to be a cowboy, and you drive them out of the castle, out of the remains of the castle, and so you collected your second bag by driving them into the bag that way.
That works.
So you're down 2 bags, and we're into the. Let's see, we've got half an hour left, so we got to go to the last scene. You've got 2 bags paid, 3 to go. Queen will be satisfied. The squirrels. This is the round. This is the action for the squirrel horde coming. So, day 3. All that's left is to shake the last tree and whatever. The tree shaker's still sitting there, and the action will start with Burple Witch having the first action. The squirrels are now so thick around that they're on the edges of the screen. You know, even the viewers are looking at little faces of squirrels looking at them.
Gene?
Oh, she shakes the second tree, the middle tree.
Yeah,
remember you said it was only half done.
True.
So
Okay.
she goes back
So you
and
back and turn on this time you turn on the machine, and you got big goggles on, affectation to represent that you're protecting yourself from the ammons as you start to shake. All right, so that will accomplish the effect of pulling down another bag and a half. So therefore, there's now a total of 4 bags total. Of course, the sound, you're successful. You pull back your goggles. You're very pleased with yourself, and you see the stampeding herd of squirrels. I never got to say that before. That's a great phrase to say. Stampeding herd of squirrels. Evil Queen. You see the squirrels headed for the pile of ammons that would be equal to your third bag. Third and also your 4th bag. What are you going to do?
I'm going to take my sword of doom, and I'm going to spin it so fast that I create a slashing whirlwind. I slash all the squirrels into pieces.
Okay, so she stands against the wave of squirrels, cutting and chopping, and just this ball of blades and squirrel meat. It's downright frightening. Squirrels are flying in every direction.
Knightley looks at the camera. I thought this was a kid show.
Well, actually, it's really funny. Is as you do that, you see each of the squirrels going by. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're shouting their numbers as they go flying. 17, 18, 19, 20. So while that's going on,
one goes by. I can't count more than 20. What number am I?
Exactly. While that's going on, it is Knightley's action. That pile of nuts does need to be collected, or you can start working on a final tree.
Knightley is going to go up to the final tree, and he's going to roll up his sleeves, his metal sleeves, so it's metal being rolled up, and you see bare arms underneath.
Okay.
And he marches up to it like he's about to get into a fight.
I imagine they're like really scrawny compared to
extremely scrawny. Extremely scrawny.
But
he's going to go up to it,
and
he's going to reach into his pocket threateningly, and he's going to pull out a guitar and start to sing a really sad song.
Oh, nice! Nice! Oh, woe is me, I have no nuts, I've lost my nuts. Of course, the tree shudders and shakes and looks sad. And then the rainfall of ammons just starts pouring down, and you actually get buried up to your neck in ammons. And
and that is why I have no nuts.
Right. so you're buried to the point where even the guitar can't be played anymore, and she's still holding off the squirrels with her music. So it's back to the witch.
The witch.
Purple Witch. There are ammons and to spare, laying all over the ground, underneath both trees. The squirrel horde is being held off by a spinning series of blades.
Oh, cool. Wonderful. Great. Uh,
You can start bagging them up.
yeah, she takes a broom, opens up her hat, and
There you
starts
go.
sweeping
Scooping
all
them
the
into the
almonds
hat.
in.
Holy crap! I can see the hat getting heavier and heavier. Okay, so you're
No,
scooping
it's
and
a bag
scooping.
of holding.
I
It's a
know,
hat of holding.
Gene. It's also a cartoon. So as you're
Oh,
scooping,
it looks
that
bigger and bigger.
it is getting bigger and bigger. It's
Okay.
bulging. You can actually see the seams and the almonds in behind the seams pushing as you're filling and filling. As you get almost everyone into the bag and you're feeling quite good about it, the seam breaks and the almonds go flying, but they do fly out in bags. So your bag within bags is fundamentally what ends up happening, and so
Okay. Uh,
you're able
now,
to
how
stack them
many
up.
total bags are there?
More than enough to pay the queen. More than enough to pay the queen. And then
I've
Oh,
also
I
thought of
still
the
have
finisher as
something I
well.
want to do.
Good indeed.
okay, evil queen, you were busy spinning the blades, stopping the hordes of squirrels, and then you see your 3 bags of nuts go flying into a pile beside you. You have no choice but to stop because you are greedy after all, and the nuts are here. So she stops spinning the blade. What's your action now? You've got your bags.
I walk up and mark with my lipstick which ones will be mine. And then I think I'm gonna do the castle, and I never trip up again.
Yay! So the witch has received her treasure. She laughs maniacally and carries her 3 bags off with the numbers 1, 2, and 3 scrawled in lipstick on the side of them. Very well. Queen has been accomplished. Mission accomplished there. However, there are still squirrels, and there's all the nuts that are left, and it's up to Knightley.
I have an idea. And he runs over, grabs a largish bag of nuts. There's still plenty more, right?
Right.
And so he grabs that bag of nuts, pulls the catapult out of his pocket,
Oh,
pulls
no.
out a quill from his head, and writes all the nuts on the bag of nuts, puts it in the catapult, and launches it into the sunset.
Nice. And the
So
squirrels.
all the squirrels will chase him.
Right. So all the squirrels see the bag saying all the nuts, freak out, and chase them. So, yay! Mission accomplished. Yes, all the squirrels.
I have one
chasing
last
off.
thing to do.
Sure.
I take up my wand as she's getting in her coach.
Yep.
Oh no, my spell book. And this is a mighty spell. Change evil to good. Zap.
You have successfully
Cast that spell.
The good news is that it worked. The bad news is that you used it on the carriage, because you said that. So the carriage is now good. So even though the evil queen is riding away maniacally, still being the evil queen, because you can't get rid of a character's character, but instead she's riding away in a beautiful Snow White looking carriage with the gold filigree.
Pulled by 6 white horses.
Yes, exactly. So,
And then on the back with the tinkling cans and everything, it says, just paid.
Exactly. No, just buried.
Just married.
Just buried. Yay! Mission accomplished. And we did it in...
That's almost it, folks.
Drifter says that was a great resolution. They says that was better than trying to hide the almonds. So good job.
Hooray.
And, of course, the good news is that when you get finished and you've got them all stacked together, they're actually going to bulge more, because this was so much of a L of a good time. All the almonds get their L's back. So,
hooray!
Yippee.
We've done it.
We've done it. Mission accomplished. All's well that ends well.
And they sit back on the ruins of the wall and sip purple while the sun sets.
Yep. And just as the camera is closing out in that circular fashion, it comes down and a squirrel comes out and goes, "We'll be back!" And it closes on him. Alrighty, so now you've played Roleplay Roulette. As you notice, there wasn't any dice rolling or any of that nonsense. You just come up with story angles, and the storyteller does the rest. So, I hope you had a good time playing Bellatrix. It was definitely fun to have you with us. I hope we have you with us in more sessions. Our regular roleplay games are every day at 1 o'clock. We're doing something. Today was Tuesday, so tomorrow is Wednesday. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes,
I always
Tuesday.
have to look because I always forget what day of the week it is. So tomorrow, Wednesday at 1 is movie night. We actually on Discord. So if you're a
Watch a
member of
movie.
our Discord, you can watch a movie with us, and we just kibitz and stuff. And they're movies that I generally pick from the movies that have influenced my role play development and things like that. So usually we have
And then
Thursday.
we have games on Wednesday night. Thursday afternoon is another sort of what we call parallels. It's a more
It's
more
progression one.
yeah, it's
It's-
more of a progression.
That's a
yeah,
sci-fi
that's
game, and
yeah.
then we have the D&D game at 6, and then we have a D&D game on Friday at 1, and
Sunday at 1.
Sunday at 1.
And Saturday we just usually take as our sort of blackout day to do other things. So thank you guys so much for participating in the stream. Thank you for watching. Hope to have you join us again next time. Invite your friends. NYCOS D&D/Twitch and switch to and we'll see you again the next time. Thanks everybody.
Bye-bye.
And
Bye.
Drifter says no, thank you, and to which I say no, Drifter, thank you. And we can keep doing this all day long, which would be fun, but we need to go. Bye.
No, thank me.